Hey, what's happening, everybody? Jay Shock Blast here, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited for Deadpool. Got my little bro Eric here with me. Not so little. What's up happening, Eric?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
That was a horrible southern redneck accent.
I wasn't trying to be Southern.
All right, well, anyway. So, you know, hey, me. There it is right there. So, that billboard right there is very apropos for what we're going to talk about. Deadpool, the movie. We've finally seen some new footage, some actual footage, and we got to see the entire panel. No thanks to San Diego Comic Con, and no thanks to the studio. Um, that's let me just get into that really quick. So I understand that the appeal of being at San Diego Comic Con is having access to all of these things, but as far as I'm concerned, you're at San Diego Comic Con. That's your reward. 99.99% of the people in this world that are going to see any of the movies that are shown and debuted and talked about at San Diego Comic Con are not at San Diego Comic Con. So I feel like it's a total slap in the face and disjustice in 2015 that we are forced to look at somebody holding a cell phone camera. Like, that's the video we have to suffer through in order to see what I feel like could be the trailer of the entire weekend for Deadpool. And I think it's unfortunate, and I think these studios need to wake up and realize it's 2015, and we need more access. You don't want leaks, then give us more access. You've deemed that this clip was worthy of being shown to the people that were in attendance. Why can't you just have it ready to go for the rest of the world, kind of like we did with Superman, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice? How do you feel so far? Because I understand, I'm grateful that there was somebody holding up their cell phone or camera or whatever they were doing, so that we did have the opportunity to see this clip. But how do you feel about that being your first exposure? First of all,
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I think it's kind of BS that, because a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford to make it to Comic Con, and yet they have to suffer through very, very poor quality videos just to see a glimpse of, of something that they're going to be putting their money into. And I honestly, I'm thinking about it, this is, with all the technology we have, why don't they stream these events?
I concur. So I
Like,
mean,
like for example, last year, Knotfest was in California only. They had a live stream of the entire festival.
let them know what Knotfest is, by the way, in case they don't know.
Knotfest is a 2-day heavy metal concert, which is headlined and created by the band Slipknot. And it just it's pretty much just a festival. But like I said, last year I was on my computer watching some of my favorite bands play live. Even though I couldn't physically be there, I got to see them perform.
I just feel like we're at a point where this is big business, and you know, E3 is the big event of the year, as far as the video game world is concerned, and that is where they've got this thing turned into primetime television at this point. They get ratings through the roof. Like, this is just an opportunity for all of these studios to have their own events. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that people like Spike TV or MTV or I don't know, any of these channels would be chomping at the bit to live stream the Fox broadcast of their press conference, their press event, with them showing off Deadpool, the new X-Men movie, Fantastic Four, and Gambit. So I don't know. I don't want to turn this into that, though, because let me just tell you, the gentleman who risked everything by not only recording the trailer, but recording the entire event, thank you so much, sir. You are amazing. I think the entire internet owes you a favor. And I'll just say this. it's ironic that we're talking about leaked footage, quote unquote, when leaked footage is the only reason that we are here today talking about a Deadpool movie. So Ryan Reynolds started the event by basically acknowledging, hey, you know, to think a year ago, somebody leaked footage, and without them, we wouldn't be here today talking about this movie. So it's just, I don't know, it's just time. So let's just cut right to the chase. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, I think you and I both agree, has been the obvious and most perfect choice for a very long time. How do you feel now that it's a reality?
Um, I'm super excited, super happy. I mean, like I've been a big Deadpool fan since I was a little kid. I remember getting the two action figures from the X-Men series, and especially the second one. It was my favorite one. Reading the original, the first series that where he really started to become the Deadpool we know, where he was breaking the fourth wall. Because everybody knows he's had a couple of like 4-issue miniseries before that, but he was really serious and he was kind of, it was like just a straight up mercenary. But it was the series after that 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 we kind of got the Deadpool today, where he was breaking the fourth wall and being very funny. That went on for like 100 and something issues. So I've been a huge Deadpool fan for well over 20 years. So I'm super excited. They have the perfect actor to play him. Um, granted he had a bad representation from the last time he played him, but I think this is justifying everything he's done.
I completely agree. Like when they cast him in the X-Men Origins Wolverine, I just thought it was such a fantastic choice, and I think when he was actually Wade Wilson, like he absolutely nailed it, and
Yeah.
I think that is why everybody got so excited about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Now on top of that, we've got um, so on top of that, you've got the references to that so far. That was something I think we all kind of expected. He was going to make fun of the fact that, you know, um,
They
they,
sewed his mouth shut.
yeah, exactly. They talked about there's going to be no mouth sewed shut. That was not a thing that was going to happen, and and not only that, but in the actual trailer itself, they actually show off um, him like being brought in to have the whatever operation it is that he had to have done, and like he's talking about just do right by me, and just don't make the super suit green,
And don't make it animated.
and don't make it animated. So I
I think
just
that I think that may have been a improvisation.
I well, maybe, but I know that if you watch, I know you said you watched the actual the panel, and he actually talked about he made fun of Green Lantern then too. He's like, oh, this is the first time I've actually been in a suit,
Exactly.
and he's like, oh, because that one was animated, so clearly that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So it's breaking the fourth wall. It's those type of humorous things that we know um, he's talking about like he's talking about Green Lantern, and Green Lantern being terrible. So I cannot I'm just so excited. Like legitimately everything that they showed was fantastic. Um, they showed him, get shot and a hole through his body. They didn't show it regenerate, but obviously that's what's going to happen. Um, so I mean, just everything about it is just so awesome, and I don't really think I have any inkling of what the story is going to be yet, though. How do you feel about that?
I kind of got a feeling a little bit about the story. Um, I'm just trying to figure out who the big villain is going to be.
Right?
Um, because I was thinking Ajax was when I read all the characters and everything. And they mentioned Ajax. I'm like, okay, that guy kind of sounds like he'd be the villain of the movie. But then when they explained who they were in on the panel, it's basically Deadpool and all of his associates. So
Right.
there's going to be a villain. There's got to be some big name villain or something that's going to be in the movie that they're keeping a tight wrap on.
Right.
Because I mean, then again, it could be just a good movie with him going around killing a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's true. I
But
feel like
there's always a villain.
I feel like I agree with you there, and I don't think it's going to be Colossus because it looks like he's working with Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I mean, that was just such a great thing. Negasonic Teenage, what the shit? Like, just it's so great. Like, I think he's a little too excited, if that makes sense. Like, his voice is a little maybe squeakier than I would have liked. But, like, other than that, like, I mean, how... See, that's how you do a trailer. I feel like... I've watched the Batman vs. Superman trailer a bunch of times more today. And I think I'm, like, growing into it a little bit. And it was good footage. Like, don't get me wrong, great footage. But, like, this is how you do a trailer. I feel like I came out of that trailer, and even though, there's no, like, obvious story there, I feel like it was progressive. It didn't just, like... I don't know, it didn't feel like it was choppy and thrown together,
Well, I mean, all right, like I said, in the talking to you about the Batman vs Superman briefly, it's basically a fight. So there's really not going to be much of a story. Whereas when you had Suicide Squad and Deadpool's trailer, they kind of gave you a brief story synopsis in that trailer.
Right.
And because the reasoning is because not a lot of hardcore not comic book fans are going to be looking at this trailer like, okay, what is this about? For us, they say, okay, Suicide Squad movie, we don't really need to see it. We don't really care about the story because we already know about the characters and about this and that. You say Deadpool, we know about Deadpool.
I buy that with Deadpool, not Suicide Squad. I think maybe the average, like, actual I read comic book fan, sure, but like the average, summer blockbuster comic book movie watcher, absolutely not. I mean, I think Harley Quinn they'll know, Joker they'll know. I don't think they'll know anybody else. Like, maybe if they played the Batman games they'll know Deadshot, but like, and they're not gonna know King Shark or El Diablo or Enchantress or any of those people. I don't think.
King Shark.
Yeah, is it King?
That's Killer Croc.
I thought it was King Shark.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Killer Croc. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, regardless.
Check out the plastic surgery I just had done.
You got that?
Yeah. I'm looking it up. Yeah, you're right. It is Killer Croc.
Don't argue with me.
That's fair. I thought it was King Shark. You know what it is?
It should be because.
Oh no, King Shark's in it too. Boom, they're both in it.
But that's Killer Croc.
I feel like I've seen King Shark, but regardless, they're both in it. So, anyway, this is a typical conversation between us people. Where were we? So let's talk more about the trailer itself. As far as like the characters, T.J. Miller as Weasel is going to be the shit. Like, I can absolutely, like, I mean, are you very familiar with T.J. Wilson or T.J. Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, have you watched Silicon Valley at all?
I've never seen Silicon Valley.
All right. So my buddy Madman Mark, he's like totally into it, and he told me that he can't believe I'm not watching it. So I have watched a few episodes, and he's like the highlight of the show, as you would expect. But like I know he's been in some other stuff. He was kind of funny in Transformers, but like, I don't know, man. He just seems like he's going to be a laugh a minute whenever he's in it, and I feel like I'm gonna watch the movie and say, all right, he just wasn't in the movie enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's T.J. Miller is very funny. Like I said, I've seen him in a lot of movies. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen him in a TV show, but I've definitely watched a lot of his a lot of the other movies he's been in. So I know he's gonna be hilarious, and the character of Weasel is kind of funny in the comics.
Right. Yeah, Weasel is like his like sidekick kind of thing.
Well, it's his first sidekick, because he got Bob from Hydra.
Bob from Hydra. Bob from Hydra has to be in this movie. Like, there has to be, like, and I mean, Hydra's a big thing, and I don't know if they have the rights to do Hydra, though, but, like, so that might kill that, but Bob from Hydra needs to be in it. Blind Al, oh my god. Like, Blind Al is in this movie, and it's just phenomenal. And I just, the two of them going back and forth, honestly, it's going to be great. And I could not be more excited. That is how you do a trailer. And that is how you get people pumped up. What do you think is missing?
Missing? You know what? It'd be kind of funny if we see word balloons in the movie.
Yes.
It would not really, like, it doesn't have to be like throughout the whole movie, but it would be kind of cool if, just per se, throughout the movie, a word balloon comes up with a fight, like a sound, like a slash or punch or something, like Batman style.
He has to talk to himself though.
Exactly. Or maybe it'd be funny if he says it like bang, pow, boom, and the word balloon comes up at the same time. That'd be pretty funny in the movie.
But he has to talk to himself. He has to have.
Oh yeah. Well, he's gonna talk to himself. It's probably not gonna. It's probably gonna be a side effect of whatever they're gonna do to him. It may create like a multiple personality disorder inside of him.
I like the fact that they left it out of the trailer. I feel like it has to be in there because it's such a huge part of who Deadpool is. I like the fact they left it out of that trailer so that once it does happen for the first time, I feel like it's gonna be like just epic. It's gonna be one of those moments where everybody in the theater that knows anything about Deadpool is gonna see it and just flip out, And I hope they don't overuse it, even though basically you can't go a page of Deadpool without seeing one, like one of the word boxes.
Yeah.
But I hope at some point the movie just stops and he just starts talking to the audience. Like, that's another thing that has to happen,
Yeah, I mean, it's happened through. I mean, it's not like it's gonna be the first thing that's ever happened in a movie.
Oh no, I know.
They've done. There's plenty of movies that've done it.
Right, and it's just, but it's Deadpool, It's breaking that fourth wall. It's such a Deadpool thing to do,
Hi, Colt Cabana.
Hi, Colt Cabana. Exactly. That's a CM Punk reference if you guys don't get it. So.
Whoops, breaking the fourth wall.
Oops, breaking the fourth wall. That's just, I don't know, man. Like, so I think what's missing for me is a villain, and that's fine. That's our first trailer. You've got lots of time to hype it up, and I'm okay with that. But there has to be, like, some kind of focus. And if you had to pick a villain of this movie for Deadpool, who would it be? An intro villain.
An intro villain? He's got a lot of, well, I wouldn't really say a lot of notable villains. I mean, he's got a few that have stayed with him, but it would be pretty cool. Like, I'm thinking, what's his name?
T-Ray?
T-Ray?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a notable villain throughout his entire career, I guess you would say.
I don't think they could do T-Ray, and not to cut you off, but because in the end it gets weird. T-Ray tries to claim that he's Wade Wilson, and that Deadpool stole his identity and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess they can kind of do their own thing, but I don't know. That's kind of one that I don't know if that would work, but they could do it, sure.
I mean, honestly, the biggest one that he goes after all the time is Taskmaster.
Yeah, that was my choice, Taskmaster. But the thing about Taskmaster is he's a merc for hire. He's not a hired to do things kind of thing. You know what I mean? So Taskmaster to me is like a second movie villain. I guess like maybe you don't need one. Maybe it's just gonna be him going after the Weapon X people or the people that did it to him, or maybe
I
it's
mean,
just gonna be.
that's like I said, that's the feeling I'm getting. It's he's gonna go after the people that created him, and that'll be the basis of the first movie. And
That guy doesn't look.
Will there be a Wolverine cameo?
Watch it.
that'd be cool, but I don't think it needs it. It'd be nice to have it, but I'm pretty sure Deadpool doesn't need to have a Wolverine cameo.
No, I get that, but like I feel like if I had to sit here and say who is Deadpool's nemesis, I would say Wolverine. Notice that I didn't say the bad guy or the
That guy
villain,
doesn't look too
but
good.
I would say his nemesis is definitely Wolverine.
Uh, maybe I would say Cable.
But yeah, they work together.
Yeah, but I mean, originally Deadpool was a Cable villain,
Yeah.
and he was brought in to come after Cable. But then, of course, they've become buddies throughout the years, or actually, it's more like they've become amicable on good standings. But Deadpool is just extremely annoying to Cable. Oh! You know what would be awesome if the guy that created Deadpool turned out to be Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Deadpool has been known to go after him
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the years. So I mean, even though Sinister's hired him for his bidding, but he's also gone after Sinister.
Buddy.
Right.
So that'd be pretty cool. And I was just thinking back. It would be pretty cool. And now I don't know if they can get away with it for legal reasons, but I have a feeling in the beginning of the movie when he's making his costume
Right.
and coming up with the name, I have a feeling they're gonna throw a reference to Deathstroke the Terminator.
Oh yeah.
Well, because if you paid attention to the villain, you heard him say he hates Liefeld.
Okay.
And you know what that meant. You know what that means?
No.
That is a pun, I guess you would say, against Rob Liefeld, the guy
Yeah.
who created him.
Uh-huh.
He's the one that created Deadpool back in I think it was 88, during the New Mutants era.
How come I'm not the star?
Wow. Oh my goodness.
What?
We're in the middle of recording this, and some really sad news
That
just
guy
broke.
doesn't look too good.
The president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, has passed away at 55. That is crazy. The internet is flipping out right now. Wow.
The creator of Nintendo,
He's,
of the Nintendo system.
I
Or-
don't know if he created it, but he was like, he was the fourth president of Nintendo, so he didn't create it.
Oh, he's the president.
Yeah. So, just it's so young. But anyway, sorry. This is what happens when you read things while you're recording. Well, because I'm like looking for other info, and wow. So, carrying on. Maybe we'll get a proper Nintendo console now.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that was cold-hearted. So,
Maybe the Nintendo PlayStation.
yeah, right. Anyway, so yeah, man, Deadpool looks like it's gonna be a fun movie. Rated R. They were definitely playing up the rated R with all their fuck shit, shit fuck. They were very much. It looked like high school kids that were swearing because they could and trying to be
as obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it felt like, and I was okay with that. Normally, like when you see something like that, you're like, okay, come on, really? But like you understood what they were doing because it's a big deal to have a Marvel movie owned by Disney be rated R. And I feel like
technically this is Fox.
yeah, but it's still a Marvel franchise.
It's a Marvel franchise, but it's
Owned
like
by
I said,
Disney.
It's
So
owned but they also own Blade, and they've got the Blade movies, which are all rated R.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. This is kind of, I don't know. I don't think of it as exactly the same. But because it's more like I feel like the language is going to be there, the environments are going to be there. We've already seen him hanging out in a strip club, like I just I can only imagine some of the other things that Weasel says to Wade Wilson, when he has his mask off. What was the one that he said? He was like, "Your face looks like Freddy. You look like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topographical map of Utah."
Yep.
You look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
Yep.
So, just hilarious stuff.
It's honestly, I think it's gonna be kind of like a action movie version of Ted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna have the same kind of humor as Ted has, but with like action sequences in it.
I buy it. And the action sequences are gonna be gory as fuck.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, they keep talking about how it's a big risk for Fox to do this, especially making a rated R movie. I don't think it's a risk anymore because, like I said, the biggest risk was, I was gonna say this earlier, was releasing Ted. It was a movie about a weed smoking, drinking, alcohol drinking teddy bear. Now, granted, the biggest thing was it was the guy behind Family Guy, so they knew what to expect, but they didn't know if it was going to do well, and it did extremely well. It beat out a movie about strippers.
Right. So, in closing, pretty hyped up for this. How. Let's see. I mean, is there anything else that you can really think of to add?
You know what would be cool? I want to see him steal a taco truck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there has to be taco trucks roaming around.
I mean, technically it's a chimichanga that you want, but
yep.
They're usually found on taco trucks.
Definitely needs to be a chimichanga reference. So one of the other, just in closing, we're not going to go that in depth into this, but they did
Why
some.
Why not give the people what they want?
Well, I feel like it would be a different video, and I don't know that I've seen enough about it. But X-Men Apocalypse, the new 4 Horsemen for the movie. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I have.
So, Psylocke, Storm, Angel, and Magneto.
It's not a concept they haven't done before.
Really?
I mean, yeah, in the X-Men Evolutions cartoon, they made Professor X, Magneto, and I believe Storm and somebody else into Horsemen of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
In that cartoon. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Like I said, they can do anything they want because it's a different timeline. Because of the whole Days of Future Past.
Right.
Which, by the way, the Rogue Cut comes out Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, really, what's the big deal? I just add some Rogue scenes.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that while Wolverine is under, she takes over for Kitty Pryde at one point, holding him down. So I mean, I'm gonna probably pick it up. I mean, why not? I'm a collector. I didn't see much about it, but Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Are you asking me my thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty pumped about it.
Well, I mean, I've had this conversation with Rich because he's a huge Gambit fan, and he's very weary on it. Like I said in previous videos, I'm not gonna really have a huge opinion on it until I see the final product because I was wrong about Heath Ledger as Joker. So, now granted, I never gave a shit about Duke from G.I. Joe, so he didn't really ruin that for me. But he's a pretty decent actor. I like a lot of his stuff that he does, so I think he'll do a decent job. I mean, he's from Louisiana,
right?
So he's he could do the Cajun accent. Um, I saw a picture of him with long hair. I don't know if you saw that video where he tried doing the splits.
I did not
Making
know.
it was making fun. It was kind of like poking fun at Jean-Claude Van Damme because he did an ad where he did the splits on the side mirrors of two 18-wheel trucks,
Yep.
and Channing Tatum was trying to do the same thing, but with like um, service carts from a catering place, and he couldn't do it because it was because a guy, I guess.
Right.
But it was hilarious. But he had like long hair, and I'm like, okay, that he kind of looks like Gambit a bit. So I mean, he's got the body. I mean, I think he's a little beefy to be Gambit, but I mean, I think it's interesting.
Do you like his selfie?
I did not know he took a selfie.
He took a selfie
Isn't he amazing?
with basically everybody from all the movies and Stan Lee up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix all day.
What the fuck? Yeah, so basically there's this really cool picture. They've basically got the entire cast that was there for X-Men, for Wolverine, which is going to be Old Man Logan, and Deadpool. They're all out there on stage, and then I guess Channing Tatum wasn't even supposed to like be there or something, but he like stormed the stage and had everybody pose for a selfie, and he was wearing a Gambit shirt.
Is this on the Twitter?
It's hold on, I'll link you in Skype.
Is it a bird?
There's the chat.
I see the picture.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of cool, man. Like it gets you hyped up. Oh, the Fantastic Four set was there. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Like I'm still like not a fan of Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, just because it's not like the proper Johnny Storm. But I'm growing on this whole Fantastic Four. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I still feel like part of the reason I've become disenchanted with Marvel in general is their constant need to screw around with all the existing characters. They're diversifying. They've admitted that. And look, I don't have a problem with diversity. I don't like diversity at the expense of characters that already exist. You know what I mean? Like I don't want them, changing those characters. Leave them alone, create new characters. So I've had so many diatribes about that. I'm not gonna get into that any further. But Fantastic Four is coming out here soon. Ant-Man comes out at the end of the week. So I'll tell you what, man, it's a great time to be a comic book fan when it comes to the movies. Maybe not reading actual comic books, but definitely when it comes to reading the movies.
Well, maybe it's time you drop the big two and go independent.
You know what, man? I like my characters. I'll settle for whatever. Oh, actually, there is only one comic book that I know I'm definitely going to be reading, and they just announced it today. It's Ed McGuinness and somebody else writing Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Oh, really?
It's going to be Deadpool and Spider-Man teaming up, and it's Ed McGuinness and Spider-Man. Should be Deadpool team up for a new comic. It's Ed McGuinness and Joe Kelly.
Okay.
Joe Kelly is writing it, art by Ed McGuinness. So I cannot think of like a more fascinating duo than those two. Like two of the like most mouthiest, sarcastic characters in all of comics. Like that is just absolutely perfect. Deadpool and Spider-Man. I don't know if it's like Deadpool versus Spider-Man, Deadpool and Spider-Man, what they're gonna call it, but it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm excited. That's like the only good thing to come out of all this Secret Wars nonsense, and I'm all for it.
Well, I mean, you're gonna like it because Joe Kelly has written for Deadpool a lot.
Yep.
He's like a big Deadpool writer, and I mean, he's actually collaborated with Ed McGuinness before.
Sure.
But it'll be. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna continue reading all these comics anyways. But it is what it is. I really don't care anymore.
Yeah, I can't do it. So, but anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think if the Batman versus Superman video is a sign of that, I think you will. I think Eric and I have found a cool format to do this, and we're gonna try to do some more of these moving forward. When are you seeing Ant-Man?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I mean, I get paid on Thursday, so I should have no issue seeing it Friday.
All right. Well, when Eric and I see Ant-Man this weekend, we will sit down and do a review. And if there's anything you guys want to know, I think Eric has proven time and time again he is an encyclopedia of comic book knowledge. We'll definitely do some more of these. And
It's because I'll have a life.
yeah, well, I mean, you've got to earn some money so I can buy a U-Haul to get you back up here. We can do these live.
Yay.
Alright, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We will see you later. Deadpool. It's in theaters next year, 2016. February 12th. Awesome.
Let's get the DeLorean out so we can just go ahead in time and watch it.
Oh, it's just, like, honestly, I can't wait, man. It's going to be so great. Alright, guys, we'll see you later.
Alright, have a good one.
Deadpool.
See ya.